bullshit, then I'll just,
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Hey, I was getting my groove on there for a second there.
I didn't hear that. I never heard that song, but anyway, got you ready to rock. All right.
Yeah, so welcome another episode of the Sully Squad. We got a red hot football team. Basically a beat down in Big D. I mean, that was like, Sean, that was like when we were watching back in the day where like Buddy Ryan and them dudes back in like 88, 89, where we went down there and just took care of business.
Yeah.
It was nice, man.
Third quarter was basically the quarter that they said, it's ours for the taking. You guys we're gonna put our backups in. And sure enough, we did.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on to that. I got my man Paul Spencer coming on in a few minutes from the 215 We Them Boys, and Diego will be on in a few. So right now I got Sean with me. So how you doing tonight, Sean?
Good, man. I'm soaking in this Eagles win.
Yeah,
and that's just basically about it. Looking forward to the Phillies all season, and the porcelain doll coming back doesn't impress me, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So. All right, well, listen, you know what? I mean, obviously you and I are happy about that game yesterday, but let me bring on a guy who's I don't think he's too happy about the game. My man Paul Spencer from the 215 Boys. Paul, what's going on, brother? Tough game for you.
I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't know we were live. I'm still shedding all the tears and shit, man.
Are they crocodile tears or are they tears? But anyway.
You know what, Sean? They're happy tears and bad tears. I mean, the season's over. I can say that the season's over for us. So it's time to move forward, honestly. But congratulations to the Eagles, man. Listen, God, man, you guys are superior right now. You're finding your click. You guys have fired on all cylinders. I enjoyed the game, even though it was a beatdown. But congratulations, man. You guys have a team, and you guys are built the right way from ground up, from management all the way down to players. It's something that we're 180 of. We are not there. We had the team. We had the chance. We're nothing right now, honestly. Congratulations.
Are you guys looking for like a wellness center for Jerry Jones by chance?
I could say some things about that, Sean. I don't want to get kicked off the air about how I feel about what my philosophy is to make the solution better. But there's only one way they'll win, Sean, if that's Jerry Jones ever decides to sell the team and just walk away from. That's the only way this team will ever be the Cowboys of the 90s back in the day, Sean.
Do you think his sons are capable of, I guess you could say, legacy of doing what his father did, or not? Just basically say, you know what, so-and-so, here you go. Here's the team.
Yeah. I'd be okay with Stephen Jones running it in a certain way, but then Daddy's always going to have his hands in the cookie jar. You know that, Sean, no matter what. I mean, it would be Stephen Jones, but Daddy's always in there saying, son, listen to me. I built this team. I own this team. This is my team still. It's always going to be the same way, Sean. Unless he leaves. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, when I look at the Cowboys, did you ever see that show on HBO called Succession?
No, I never seen it.
All right, well, I'm having Succession vibes. I mean, basically, you got old man Jerry. You know what I mean? Like, actually, Succession vibes as far as that. Like, the kids don't seem like they're ready to lead. And then, honestly, dude, I'm having some Al Davis vibes. I feel like I'm watching, the Raiders circa, late '90s, early 2000s, where it's kind of like it almost makes you wonder, like maybe Jerry should take a back seat, because he's, how about the comment today? Like, they were talking about the Sun and they were breaking his balls. Like, the reporters were breaking his balls, and they're basically like, oh, and he's basically like saying, they were like, oh, how about, because CeeDee Lamb said he couldn't see the ball with the Sun.
Yeah,
and Jerry's like, what are we supposed to build a new stadium? Like, I don't know.
I mean, as a fan and as a person of the NFL, Joe, when you build a stadium, aren't you supposed to have that thing called home field advantage? I mean, he knew that glare from the sun coming in, and it was clearly he couldn't see the ball because he pulled his hands down where that glare came down. But come on, man. I mean, you got to know this shit. Like you've been playing there for how long? You know where the dark spots in the end zone are. If you're going to run a crossing route right to the middle where that sun's at, then shame on you. Get to the corner route where the sun's not there. This isn't CD's first rodeo. You know what I mean? Like, and plus McCarthy knows he's been there for what, 4 years now. Come on.
Yeah. So
like baseball field, you should know the left, right, the dimensions, but just like you said, a poor excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not really too. I mean, we could talk about the game in particular. I mean, from the way I was looking at it, I mean, as an Eagles fan, I was a little nervous the first half. I mean, I feel like we should have put you guys away a lot earlier. Jalen had, I thought all in all, Jalen came on as the game went on, but the first half he was holding that football way too long. I mean, you guys, I think he was sacked at least 4 times, hit 5 times.
Five.
What was it?
5.
Okay.
5.
Sacked 5 times, hit a bunch of times. And honestly, a lot of them were by his own doing. I mean, he was just holding the football way too long. What was your, I mean, Paul, was there any, did you have any, but all that said, okay, I watching Cooper Rush throw the football, I was never worried. Like, did you have any confidence you were going to win that game at all?
Joe, it was both sides of it. I mean, going into the first half, I knew the Eagles start slow. I mean, this is like 2 weeks ago was the first time they scored an offensive touchdown in the first quarter. I get all that. They're a slow starting team. But, Joe, you guys have the horses in the second half. We know Barkley gets better as the game progresses.
Yeah.
Hurts is not going to have a complete bad game where he's off, he's not climbing the pocket. They're going to change the game around the second half. We've seen that. Dallas doesn't have the horses to do it. And the way, I understand it was a close game in the first half, Joe. But, man, I tell you what, I don't care how bad Cooper Rush was. My man could not throw a ball into the damn ocean. That's how bad he was throwing the ball. It was so bad. I've never seen a quarterback miss targets. Joe, the one pass where he came out on a bootleg, CD was wide open running a slant, and my man threw it to the damn ground 5 yards before him. I was like, you got to be kidding me. What is this? They're giving you the shot. They're giving you the chances to stay in the game. But, Joe, at no point I was like, I did say, the group chat, I was like, Eagles -40. Damn, I was close, Joe. I was close.
I said 33-14.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny, because maybe it's me, because I have so many bad memories from the last, the last time the Eagles won it in Jerry's world was the Super Bowl year of 2017. So, I liked the Eagles to win, and I even felt kind of confident that they were going to win comfortably, but I didn't have the guts to lay the points. I mean, I the only way I was going to take them was money line.
I laid the it was -7.5 at the end of the game start. I actually put down -11. I mean, just going into, we're so demolished on the defense side of the ball. We can't maintain the run. We have no running game. If you eye down CD Lamb, you take him out of there. God, who are you going to beat? Hendershot's got to beat you. Tolbert, that's not going to happen. And it told me one thing, Joe. I don't know if you remember this play, you and Sean. When Tolbert was running down the field, it looked like he was on punt coverage. He just ran down the field. The ball was a perfectly thrown the ball. He stopped and just was like, I'm not getting the ball. This just showed me that Dallas right now, to me, they don't give 2 shits about this season, honestly. They really don't. Yeah. They're in tank mode. They're in tank mode.
Yeah. What's funny is, I mean, from our perspective, I'm hoping you guys find a way to win a few meaningless games. I don't want you to have that great of a draft pick.
I don't want.
What I mean? Like, take care of Washington once for us. You know what I mean? Maybe win a few. You all play the Giants again, right? So you should beat their ass. Although, boy, you know what? Would that be that's actually an interesting. That's actually an interesting question. When you guys play the Giants, who the hell is going to be favored in that game?
Let's put it this way. Whoever puts 3 points on the board, they win the game, because it's going to be a tank game. That's what it's going to be. Joe, it was so bad this weekend. I actually became a Carolina Panther fan because I wanted them to win games so we can get below them in the draft, Joe. That was my highlight this weekend. Like, go Panthers. Get that win.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And we'll get back to this game in a minute, but just looking at the league, though,
Oh,
Tell you what, the Jets may have you beat. Boy, they are hideous, man. Oh my
man.
God.
Wow. And the crazy thing is they go out and get Devontae Adams, who's supposed to turn the season around. I mean, you got Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers on his last leg, but then you got great running backs, Brees Hall. You got a great running back combo, but wow, I feel like I'm a Cowboys fan, but I really feel bad for the Jets fans too. I really do. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I didn't understand? Like, how the hell were they favored at Arizona? I saw, dude, I was all over the Cardinals, bro.
Me too. Me too.
I'm looking at that and I'm like, why are the Jets favored? I'll tell you, Arizona may win that damn division. Arizona's like 6-4. They're right there. I mean, they're playing some good football, you know, and they didn't just beat the Jets. I mean, that wasn't even a game. They demolished them.
Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, and Marvin Harrison's Jr. He's kind of quiet, but you got James Conner.
Yeah, he's playing some good ball.
Unsung heroes, but yeah, defense is playing good under Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but getting back to the Eagles game though, I mean, I'll tell you, my biggest impression, I don't know about you guys, was I'll tell you what, that Zach Bourne, whatever, I'll tell you, you got to give Fangio and Eagles scouts a lot of credit. I mean, that kid was an outside linebacker, special teams player, and he's playing the best inside linebacker play in the whole NFL, maybe behind Fred Warner. I mean, he's right there. He's graded. He's got like a 90+ grade each game. And then you look at the Eagles defense, last year the secondary was absolute garbage. Quinyon Mitchell, I mean, Quinyon Mitchell looks like a stud. Cooper DeJean looks like a stud. And even like
Rodgers
playing much better,
You know what the crazy thing is? Like I was saying that Kobe Dean was a product of the system. The triangle at Georgia. I tell you what, that kid's come around now too. He's opened my eyes to the way he's he's maintaining coverage on linebackers, hitting the backs coming out of the backfield. He's showing me a lot. Plus his blitzing ability is looking good. But you're right, Vaughn. My God, I mean, who would have thought, Joe? Seriously, a no-name guy like this leading the league behind really a Warner, that type of player in tackles. Honestly, this kid is nasty.
Sideline, man. He's just he does it all. Like when I was at the Jags-Eagles game, like I was telling you, he's everywhere. Just like yesterday, man. He just knows how to sniff out the ball.
Yeah, he has a nose.
And it's something that us as Eagles fans, the linebackers kind of lacked. But he's pretty good bright spot for us. I feel happier.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like. Sean, it makes you wonder, like, how he never pays linebackers. Well, Bourne is only on a 1-year deal, and you clearly see the difference in this defense. I mean, last year the linebackers were hideous and horrible. Yeah. So, like, in my opinion, I think you got to pay this guy, man.
This was going to say that, Joey. The dude has earned a new contract, a paycheck, so give him his dues. Stats don't lie,
Yeah, that's true. He's earned it. He's earned it.
And going forward, you look at this defense, Jalen Carter, young stud.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis, not sold on him yet. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen with him, but the Eagles are like top. I think they're top like 2 or 3 in the league against the rush. The right now might even be top 1.
If you get a chance, I sent you something. Look at it. It's Fangio's defense. But yeah, Ajomo, Texas lineman, Milton Williams with a sack yesterday. Guys are Jackson Hunt, the rookie. He's still coming on, and you finally get Bryce Huff off that milk carton box.
The worst thing I can say, being an outsider other than the Eagles series, you guys are young in that secondary. DeJean and Mitchell. Mitchell's leading the league on lockdown against number 1 wide receivers so far this year in the NFL. They're young, first-year players. You got them on that contract for 4 years, playing them bare minimum. You got 4 years to play with the contract until year 3 for these guys. You can go out and sign that linebacker. It makes sense next year. Go out and get Vaughn his contract. The money's there for you guys. You guys are built now and plus into the future. You guys are set the right way. And other teams in the NFL, they're still minus contracts. Like we're in hell. Parsons is going to break the bank next year. Can we even afford that? 3 players Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Parsons are going to be $120 million a year for just those three players.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Paul? I mean, we always have a running joke here in Philly that Parsons wants to be an Eagle anyway. How about, why don't you all just trade him to us? We'll give you a couple.
You know what, Joe? I'll be honest with you, man. I love my team. I love Parsons. He's a dog. But to me, you know what? What his comment was when he said, I want to win a championship for players like Zach Martin. I respect the hell out of when he said that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, you know what? Hey, if Jerry Jones is all in every year, saying the same bullshit every year and all in, it's time that you prove it. And over his 4 years, he hasn't proved that he's all in it, of course, at all. Going out and get the top players the we can compete. If I'm Micah Parsons, you know what, Jerry? See you later. I'm going back home, baby. You know what I mean? And that would be where Howie just says, hey, you know what? Here's what we can offer you. Hey, I want to win. I'll take $1 million off that. I'll take $2 million off that. I want to come to an organization where the owner, the GM, the players, the locker room, the coaching staff are all in. Something I've heard, but I've never seen. I would do it. If he did it, I'd be pissed, but I'd be okay with it because out of respect, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You know, it's
not gonna happen, but
I was gonna say it's a pipe dream. I'm only kind of kidding, but you know, but you know, it's one of those things people talk about. But you know, he's gonna make so much money. You know, if you know the Eagles. Howie's really good with the cap, but I mean, even he can't. You know, even he can't find every little loophole. You know what I mean?
Well, hell, he's found a lot of them, Joe. I'll tell you that, man. He wrote the book on loopholes, bro.
I know, right? I'll tell you, if this was years ago, Howie, Al Capone would have hired Howie.
Right?
You know, remember the Untouchables? That's how they got Capone. They got the didn't they get they got the lawyer, right? Was it the lawyer or the tax guy? I forget. Oh, they got him on taxes. They got him on taxes.
It was the lawyer.
Yeah, that's what they got. They got Capone on tax evasion. He needed Howie Roseman.
Yeah. But Joe, let me ask you this: going, this game, of course, it was a beat down. Down in Dallas. I seen it coming. Of course, I'll be the first to admit it. There's no sugarcoating anything. You know me. But Joe, what if you could improve on something? What do you improve with the Eagles, man? I don't even want to talk about the Cowboys' improvement because there is none. If we can put up 10 points a game, I'd be happy with that. But with the Eagles, what do you see your improvement needs to go with the back half of the season here? What do you guys need to do?
Well, honestly, even though he's playing well, Jalen holding the ball. I mean, like honestly, like the run game, Saquon is off the charts.
Yeah.
The Eagles have weapons coming out their ass, right? And really, Tony Romo actually said it really good yesterday. He compared the Eagles to the Ravens and saying basically they stopped themselves at times. And you know what? I agree with them because if you look at a lot of the Eagles drives, the Eagles move the ball almost all the time. The only time they mess up is like there were two drives in particular in the first half. Eagles had a decent thing going. Jalen held the ball too long, takes a big sack. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 16. You're screwed.
Yeah, that was the first
sacks and turnovers, bro. Sacks and turnovers. If Jalen gets rid of the ball in a decent time, on time, I think I don't see why the Eagles couldn't score 35 a week. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like it's a collision course between Philadelphia and Detroit in the NFC Championship game, in my opinion.
Okay. Do you think it has anything to do with the offensive line? I mean, 5 sacks against a mediocre Dallas defensive front. Do you feel that's the offensive line too, not giving Hurts? Because he doesn't climb the pocket. He holds the ball a little bit too long. He doesn't climb the pocket when he needs to. He tries to escape, but to me, he's escaping east and west. He's trying to get out of the pocket east and west. When he builds that pocket up, up to the middle, going north and south, the holes are there. Do you think it's the offensive line, or do you think it's Kellen Moore? Because Kellen Moore, I've seen glimpses of him where he likes to get the ball out fast, but then again, his play calling is trying to get downfield at times. Even with Dak the last couple of years, he waits, holds onto the ball as well, trying to get the defenders to create space. How do you see with the offensive line, or is it Kellen Moore with the offensive play calling downfield calls? What do you see?
I see more. Kellen Moore, and just like Joey brought up, Jalen's a hell of an athlete, but he doesn't see the entire thing. You have 2 hell of a great wide receivers, AJ, Slim Reaper, and let's throw in Dotson. when he's stuck on that play, he's looking right at AJ. And even though Slim Reaper could be down the sidelines, he's just focused on that one receiver. He needs to have his head on a swivel and play like almost hot potato, but it's not like that, like you said. And he has to be more of that north-south runner, like run. 2022 hurts. Not run out of bounds. You know what you can do, but I think they like, and also the coach holds them back too.
Yeah, Jalen's biggest strengths is exactly what gets him into trouble sometimes. Like yesterday, you could see it. The first half, he was trying, at least 2 or 3 of those sacks. You said he got sacked 5 times.
Yes.
Just going off of memory, at least 3 of them sacks, I think, were on him. At least 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I don't think it was the O-line. By the same token, though, in the second half, 2 of those, actually, the end of the first half and one of the touchdowns, I believe, to Wilson was Jalen making plays. Jalen, the one in particular, he made Overshawn miss, jukes him, makes a play, and then he hits Goddard. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's and again, I don't want to rip. I think Jalen's playing great. The last 4 or 5 weeks, take away the 2 turnovers yesterday. Yeah. I mean, he had no turnovers since the Tampa Bay game, and I think the kid's playing great football. It's just that I worry in a big spot that he's going to hold the ball too long, and we're in a tight game, and next thing you know, that's the big turnover that decides it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, you have to open up the playbook for Jalen Hurts to go with what he's best at. Scrambling quarterback, getting out of the pocket, keeping plays alive downfield. Joe, you mentioned it. Johnny Wilson in the end zone, he created that play. He used his legs, created space, found them one-on-one. Because if you have a quarterback that can run for 3 seconds out of the pocket scrambling, I don't care what DB you are, man. You ain't going to cover anybody, especially the Eagles wide receivers. That much time in open space, you can't do it. I mean, this team is just built, but I think it falls on Kellen Moore. We've had him for 4 years, and the way his play calling is sometimes, he's creative, but he's not creative to a standpoint of what team you're coaching. The Eagles are a different breed of animal with Jalen Hurts and a wide receiver you got to have. Plus with Saquon too. I mean, run first, open up the play field downfield, right? Play action comes right away with that team.
Hey, so I got a question for you then, like as far as like the Cowboys going, because obviously, the Eagles have Super Bowl aspirations this year. You guys, it looked with Dak out, it looks like, season's over. Your eyes are to 2025. So, like, what do you think? I guess number one, what do you think your greatest needs are as far as like in the draft? Because right now you're looking to the draft, and then it's probably a foregone conclusion that McCarthy's gone. So do you see? I'll address the elephant in the room. Like, do you see possibly? Do you think Belichick could possibly work with Jerry Jones? Do you think he would be a possibility, or does Jones look for another yes man, or does he look for an offensive mind like throw millions and millions of dollars at like a Ben Johnson from Detroit?
Well, Joe, first to answer the question about McCarthy, yes, I think he should be gone. But before I answer that one, there 100%. Belichick, no, because it's not a yes man. There's two point coaches that back in history. You look at Bill Parcells and you look at Jimmy Johnson. None of those were yes men. They were not a puppet. Yeah. They were, I'm calling the team my way. Sign the damn checks. Give me the players. You go to Garrett. You go to Campo. You go to all these coaches that we've had in the past. Even now with McCarthy, he's a yes man. It's a puppet. Jerry controls the strings. He is the conductor until we get someone that can go in. But it has to fall on Jerry too. Jerry has to move away and let the coach be the coach. But Joe, the draft, man, there's so many damn pieces. You can't get a quarterback that's $60 million a year, no matter what. The offensive line, Zach Martin's probably on his last year right now, but that's not a need. He has 1 more year left. To me, I'm going out and getting Will. I think it's Sean. What is his last name at LSU? You remember his last name? Wilson. You go out and get him from LSU, as true left tackle. You put Tyler Guyton back to right side where he's natural to Oklahoma. You let him play. You have Tyler Smith. You have Cooper Beebe, young guns in the offensive line. You start there that's how Dallas, you remember, started succeeding before DeMarco Murray days. They built that offensive line, sustained the offensive line, top in the NFL, ran the damn ball. But then, you know what? Then you have the wide receivers. God, man. Brandon Cooks, Tolbert, Flournoy, Turpin is your 2 wide receiver. It doesn't work for me. You have to get a wide receiver. You know, I mean, then you have a running back. Running backs we can get in that second round, you know, second, third round. There's always that one guy out there that you can go out and get. But to me, offensive line, man. But I Googled if I could get a draft pick, Joe. I just Googled it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just trying to read up on it, how to get a new owner. That's what I'm trying to Google right now. I mean, that's my number 1 draft pick right there, a new owner, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, from my perspective, every time you guys are a legit, you know, contender, or even your glory days of the 90s, I mean, it's always been you were built up front. I mean, you know, let's go, like you said, you know, the DeMarco Murray days, and then of course the 90s when you had, you know, Eric Williams, and Larry Allen, and Stepnoski, and Nate Newton, and the unsung guy, Paul. I know you know this. Everybody always talks about those other guys. I always thought the unsung guy was Tuinei. Tuinei was a really good player too.
Yes. Don't forget Larry Allen, dude. That was a mammoth.
Yeah, rest in peace, Larry. Rest in peace, man. You know, But, you know, the one thing that I can say about the Cowboys, they drafted well. I mean, this year, Mozzie Smith really isn't panning out. You know, our Nealon, who got to ACL his first game of the season, he's already out. But the draft picks have been solid for the last 5 to 6 years. They've hit from round 1 to 5. They've hit on them. But it's putting together the right players at the right time on the field at the same time. The scheme is not what it's there. And to me, it's the offensive side of the ball, which we've never had a problem with. The defense, we talked about in the group chat, man. You know, the defense, man, you make a great play. The offense, you know, you're building that momentum. The offense comes out and gives you a 3 and out. What the hell are you supposed to do as a defense? You're getting gassed. You're gassed. You know, you're playing 60 plays a game on defense. You're getting screwed. It's what can you do, you know?
What's up, dudes?
What's up, Diego?
How you guys doing?
Good, brother.
What's going on?
So pretty good. So we've been going over yesterday's game, and right now we're asking Paul what could possibly fix the Cowboys other than maybe prayer, other than prayer and religion.
There's nothing to fix them right now. I mean, they're locked in Dak Prescott for a minute, so who knows how long that'll take to be fixed. But Dallas can do one thing. They can try to add to their team and get better, you know what I mean, in the future. But they're done this year. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, but Diego, you know what? It starts with the ownership, man. Until Jerry Jones, you know, walks away from this, we're going to be in the same situation every year. You can have the best players, but when your GM and owner controls a team from owner, head coach, locker room boy, Gatorade boy, you know, PR guy, you're not going to go anywhere with this team, no matter what you
right.
do. Yeah.
That's the problem. Jerry Jones is not relinquishing any power from that team.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not till he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Al Davis.
I believe in Santa Claus because I made a hell of a wish this year for Christmas. What you just said, Diego. So we'll see if it comes true.
Oh, jeez.
Eagles look good though.
Hey, congratulations, man. You know, I said the Eagles probably minus 40, and damn, brother, I was close, man.
Yeah, you were. You were pretty close. Yeah, Jalen looked good. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to Cowboys, they quit. You know what I'm saying? They look like a team that don't want to be out there.
It's like I was saying earlier, like the one you watched the entire game, you know, Tolbert's going downfield. He looked like he's on punt coverage, brother. He's not even looking for the ball. A perfect dime throw right in front of him. He just, hey, what am I going to have right there? You know, what my locker room meal is going to be? What's my wife? It was like one of those, like, dude, are you serious? You're only down 7. You're only down 7 at this point. Like, what the hell are you doing?
You know what was my other takeaway from that game too? Was like, how lucky did the 49ers get by taking Brock Purdy in the 7th round, because they traded up to get Trey Lance. Trey Lance is absolute garbage. I mean, like, Trey Lance,
he sucks.
Trey Lance is garbage, and my God, he was the 3rd pick in the draft. And it's ironic that, you know, the 49ers make that move. That would have crippled just about every team in football, but then they take Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, and he's a stud.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you guys this real quick. You know, of course, we all watched the game there. The game was out of reach. You know, Cooper Rush, you know, second half, I'm sitting there. like, okay, you got just, what, screw it. Just bring in Trey Lance. Let's just see what the kid can do.
They brought him in for one play.
Diego, thank you. When I sat there and I watched the game, I'm like, oh, shit, okay, they're bringing Cooper Rush in for the first drive in the second half. I'm like, oh, whatever, screw this. Then Trey Lance comes in. I'm clapping. I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's see what the kid has. We ain't going to win the game, but let me see what this kid can do. First play, a design run, gets 6 yards, okay, nice run. Second play, a handoff. Third play, I'm like, okay, 3rd and 4, manageable. Let's see what the kid can do. Get him out of the pocket. Let's get the ball downfield. The son of a bitch takes him out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was really confused by that. When I seen him at first, I said to my dad, I was like, that's a good move. See what Trey Lance got, get some in-game reps. And then he played 2 plays, took him out. So what the fuck was that? That was pointless.
And then McCarthy's press conference, when they asked him, like, if I'm a media guy, I'm asking these questions I want to know about as a fan and what I want to hear. The guy asked him, he goes, coming into the game, did you have any thought of playing Trey Lance in the second half that it got out of hand? No, we had 1 or 2 packages for him. What?
Mike McCarthy is a bum.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, that's a guy that had elite Aaron Rodgers all those years and won one Super Bowl. He didn't have this version of Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers, when he's out there playing, he looks like he just took some ashwagandha mushrooms, bro. He's washed, man.
He's done, dude. He's done.
Yeah. I was talking to a buddy today. He actually works at the hotel I'm at. He was saying, he was like, man, Paul, what are we doing so much different when we've got what's his name? Derrick Henry. I was like, no, it wouldn't have. Not with this offensive line. You can't even run the ball no matter what. Yeah. You go out and pay this guy $80 million a year, which we couldn't afford, number one. It wouldn't have made a difference because, man, he would have quit too. He was like, screw this offensive line. This offensive line sucks. His 5-yard run per average would have been like same as Cowboys, 1.2. It wouldn't have made a difference, honestly. You agree with that or no?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree 100%.
Man.
Yeah, how about we let's anything else? We were talking about the league. To me, big game yesterday helped the Eagles actually. Pittsburgh beating Washington, down there. Yeah. That was a big game. What'd you guys think of the Niners getting McCaffrey back? I thought that was a real gritty win by that. I'll tell you what. You could say a lot of things about Baker Mayfield, but that kid's got a lot of balls, man.
Yeah, he's tough. Baker's tough. It makes you like him.
Oh, yeah.
That one play, dude's on his arm. He's like, man, get off me. Boom, first down.
Yep.
And he wants it, and he's a tough son of a bitch.
And the thing is, people don't realize how many OCs he's really had going from Cleveland, the bad years of Cleveland. He's had a new OC every year. It's a revolving door, right? And now he finally has someone in on Tampa Bay. Man, the credit that he's given, he deserves 100%. That contract that he got, people were laughing. Dude, I think he's legit. He's got that thing you want to call it moxie. He has the moxie. He does.
I agree.
You got to look at it, too. He's lost Godwin. He's lost Evans. Just imagine Christian Wirth. Just imagine if you have, just like any team, your star players. You're going far. But he's doing it with garbage time players.
Yeah.
It's funny. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, Sean, to your point, he's got nobody to play with. They lose in overtime at Kansas City, the Super Bowl champs. Then he's got the Super Bowl runner-up, plays them toe-to-toe, almost takes a last-second field goal to lose to them. And meanwhile, he's got nobody really helping him. He's out there with old guys that are hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about one team that's tough though. That Detroit Lions team's good, dude.
They are.
They're good.
It's crazy how we talk about the weapons that they have. The last 2 games, he's thrown under 200 yards and put up 50 points. Basically, they're a running team. They're a throwing team. They can beat you in many ways. You can game plan for the Gibbs and Montgomery. You can game plan for them. But man, if you take away that, God, he has Williams on the outside. He has so many weapons out there where he can beat you. It's so hard to game plan for this team. I agree. They're tough.
They were getting their ass kicked yesterday. Going into halftime, you're like, nah, they're not winning this game. They're catching the L. No, snap of a finger, boom, they're right back into that thing with 5 picks to win that game.
But Diego, it starts with that head coach Campbell, man.
I like him.
He sets the tempo, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, we're gonna bite your kneecaps and steal your kids.
Yeah. That's his attitude every game.
I'll tell you what. This this is probably the wrong week to make this argument, considering Jamar Chase had 57 points in fantasy.
Oh, God,
But,
yeah.
but and don't get me wrong, Jamar Chase is a hell of a weapon. He's a great player. But I'll tell you, when I watch that Detroit Lions team, the number one thing they have going for them, they have elite level offensive line, and it started with
Penei Sewell is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's amazing because he even took out. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Cornerback Ward, Jimmy Ward, he just annihilated him.
Mm-hmm.
He took him out of the series. It's just that when you got that offensive lineman, that anchor, like Paul said, I mean, sky's the limit. Like how we had Kelsey, you know, it all starts with that one guy, and they got that guy, and he is it.
Yeah, I was going to say, as great as Jamar Chase is, and he's a great weapon for Burrow, I would make the argument that Cincinnati would be better off having another receiver in Penei Sewell. Because just because you know you win games up front, you know what I mean? Like as good as, you know, like you look at the Cincinnati team, they put up all these points or whatever, but like, you know, Burrow gets hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
your investment. You're right, because it's a long season, and the game has gotten faster, and the guys have gotten bigger and stronger. You know, just like you said. I mean, yeah, and he's also missing, if I'm correct, the O lineman from Kansas City that signed with the Bengals. What's the name's son?
Orlando Brown.
Yeah, you know him. Just having key offensive players, like you said, Joey, not in there hurts. But
let me ask you guys this real quick. We're talking about, you know, Detroit and the Eagles right now being 1 and 2 in my eyes right now for the NFC side of the football. Do you have to have home field advantage, or are you okay? All three of you, are you okay having that seed where it's going to end up going to Ford Field to play the Lions?
No, I don't want that.
How confident are you there? Is home field? You know,
I mean, but Jared Goff's a different player on the road. You know, you got to get him on the road. You don't want to go play Detroit at Ford Field.
I want it at home because obviously, if you've been there, you know it's a different atmosphere. And playing football is totally different. But you know, in Detroit, you know these guys are hungry. You know, but who wants it more? That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's why they clone it. You know, Detroit versus everybody. You know, it's the whole city versus anybody that comes in there. Ford Field, and that's one place I tell you they don't sell their tickets, man. The other stadiums sell tickets. Detroit, man, it's blue and silver. That's blue, white, and silver is all you see up there, and that's credit to the fans, man. Number one.
Yeah.
To answer my perspective, I think the Eagles could possibly win there, but honestly, though, I feel like the home field makes all the difference because, like Diego said, Jared Goff, for as good as he is, you know, you're looking at, I forget what it was, but like at least 85% of their games this year are played indoors, and Goff is really good indoors. I want NFC Championship game at the Link. I want it to be somewhat windy, a little cold, and make them play here. And if that's the case, I love the Eagles' chance. I love the Eagles' chances here when it's cold and a little windy. I love the Eagles' chances.
Agree. Paul did say earlier though, they're not just a pass team; they're a run team too. They can hand Jamar Gibbs and Montgomery 45 times in a game.
But
in a cold game, you know what I'm saying? But we can do the same thing, vice versa. We can run it with Jalen and hand to Saquon Barkley 45 times. So.
But Diego, to your point, I know they have a running game and a passing game. Pick your poison, how you want to stop them, how you want to, you know, gain control of this game here. But when you're at the Link and you're playing in 30-degree weather, when a team plays in the dome, brother, those fingers hurt when you try to catch that ball.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
It's a different animal when you're built to play in the cold.
Yep, and we're Amon-Ra St. Brown, like USC. Exactly. You know, warm weather, like.
You know, and
Davidson went to Bama, warm weather, you know.
Just like you said last week was the first game 2 weeks ago for them playing in the outside at Green Bay.
And I agree, home field advantage, but it does fall on the team too because God, Quayne last year, look at the Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay comes in and puts a 50 burger on them at home. You know, it's all about the team, and there's a difference between a team like the Eagles, the Lions versus the Cowboys, where it doesn't matter the record. You're at home, you got something to play for. You're going to go out and play that. You're going to defend your home turf. Nobody's coming in to open my refrigerator and getting a sandwich out of my refrigerator. Dallas, they just lay out the buffet and go ahead and eat. That's the way they are. But,
True.
This is how stubborn Jerry Jones is. Your best player, your most expensive player, is pretty much begging for you to get some drapery over that sun that's coming in, and you ain't going to do it. Like, you're a jerk off, dude.
It's all about Jerry Jones' money. Whatever fills his pocket, he's cool. If he could give Diego, you hear me. You guys hear me all the time. Jerry Jones is a guy who just wants the billions and billions of dollars in his pocket and says screw you to every diehard fan that's been there. First person I ever met was 77, Roger Staubach. And ever since then, I've bled my team. But, dude, I've had enough of it, honestly. Like, I've invested maybe $5,000 in jerseys. Not anymore until I want all in. I want my return on me being all in for this fucking team when you don't give me shit on the field to say we're all in as an owner,
He's thick duck.
Here's our man Mike Laura with a comment because I want to move forward a little bit here. He says, "Sup boys, happy Monday. Sorry, Paul. Jalen, stop holding on to the ball. Thursday night is going to be a good one." Yes, let's go forward to Thursday night and make a prediction on that. And then by the way, James Franklin still sucks.
Carson Strong forever.
Hey, Joe, real quick. I got a bucket list that I did 2 weeks ago. I went to the Ohio State game, my first game ever at Happy Valley. My God, I'm not a Notre Dame fan, Sean. You guys know that, Joe. You know that. But man, I tell you what, top 2 atmospheres ever in college football that I've ever been to. Notre Dame #1. Happy Valley #2. It was only a helmet stripe game, man. It was amazing. Amazing. God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I want to get up to a game up there just to like experience it. You know what I mean?
Well, next year, you know what? Next year I'm getting season tickets. I'm already putting my bid in for them. I'm on the line to get them. Either way, the lady that I went to, she has season tickets. She doesn't go to all the games. I said I'll buy her ticket if I buy the other one. So we're definitely going some games, this year.
Nice.
Next year.
Cool. So, all right. So let's move forward. Thursday night's game. And by the way, we're going to talk about it now. But my man Steve, who does Commander's Gridiron, I'll be hopping on his show tomorrow night. Wait a minute.
What?
No.
I swear, I mean his show.
I be hopping on his John.
Oh man!
Relax, P. Diddy. Fucking Diddy over there.
Where's that oil at? Where's that baby oil?
Yeah, I know, right? Yo, hold on. Yo, let me go find the baby oil.
He's not gonna hop on him.
So no, but anyway, I'll be on Commander's Gridiron tomorrow night. What's this?
There you go again. I'll be on what?
Yeah, you're hopping on everything, dude.
Hey, man. Why do you think I got a smile?
It's a sports show.
Boy, Joe, I gotta do a great overlay for that. Watch Joe Sullivan hop on Steve tomorrow night. I'm gonna do a great one with that one.
Oh my God!
About the Commanders.
Hang on a second. Mike Laura says,
Diddy Joe.
Diddy Joe.
Damn,
Diddy Joe.
Yo, I'm gonna get canceled, y'all. Shit.
Joe's gonna get a fucking subpoena from the federal court saying, like, "Are you involved in the Diddy case too? You got the baby oil, Joe?"
Yeah, Joe's like, "Don't check my closets. There's boxes of baby oil and that shit."
I got Jersey.
What was that? What was that, John, back in the day? What they say, don't ask, don't tell, or whatever?
Well, Joe, you already told, brother. You already told, so you're screwed.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna be on the show tomorrow night. All right.
Yeah, not on his cock.
8:30. Check it out. Watch Joe hop on.
Yeah. So, but all right. But what do you guys think? I mean, Commanders with a big, they took that L yesterday. Thank God. Paul, I'll start with you. Like, first off, and you and I talked about this. Remember when we were talking around the draft time or whatever? Or I think I commented on Steve's show a while ago. Like, I was concerned about the Commanders coming into this year, but they're much better than I even thought. Like, how big, how much of a threat do you think they are to the Eagles?
Well, two things, Joe. First, as we talk about the draft, the best thing was making the right decision. Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. That was the biggest decision right there. They made the right choice. But the biggest thing was Dan Quinn is not the head coach. He is the head coach in title-wise. To me, he's living up to what he should be. But the best thing that they had signing this year was Cliff Kingsbury.
Hey, he's nice.
Jaden Daniels. They asked him, who would you rather have, Caleb or Daniels. He wanted Daniels. That was the biggest offseason move that they made. Yes, they got pieces, but they're overachieving. When you're playing with house money at 7-3, you're playing with house money. Who would have thought this team was 7-3? You're fighting for first place with the Eagles, the cream of the crop of the division. I don't know, Joe. I mean, this is going to be one hell of an NFC dogfight. I mean, I think it's going to come down to who cannot turn the ball over in field possession game. Who's going to flip the field for that, even at 3 points? That's the way I see it, Joe.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if you look at the line, the Eagles are favored by 3, which basically tells you that Vegas thinks it's a pretty evenly matched because you get 3 pretty much for being the home team.
Exactly.
So, Sean, what do you think?
They're coming into our house. I think it's going to be a good game. I think we're going to give them what they want, and that's pain. Run that damn ball and show Jalen Daniels who's the cream of the crop of the NFC. I see us winning. It's going to be a dogfight, but I see us winning.
Watson got a good offense, but you could put some points up on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got to get it.
So
got to get at Daniels.
Yeah, you got to get Daniels. You can put some points up on that. I think the Eagles should be able to get a victory at home. Short week, they got to come here.
But
and we'll see. Jaden Daniels is really good at the beginning of the year. Once they start getting that tape on you, change a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's not the
Let's see how you finish this year off.
It's not the sophomore slump. There's game film on for 1 year. Once you learn about it. But the thing is, the Eagles have to start fast, man. That's the problem with the Eagles. They don't start fast, man. You get into a second half battle where it's going to be adjustments. Eagles got to get up first. They got to come out and score, run the ball, maintain the time management, keep Daniels off the field because, Diego, you're right. They can be scored on 100%. But my thing is, who's going to be the spy on Daniels? Is it going to be Nakobe Dean? Because I think he can keep up with Daniels on the field.
Zach Bond looks like he's keeping up with everybody right now.
Yeah,
he can, but I think he's going to be the captain, controlling the linebacker spot. I think you want that spy off the edge, like a Nakobe Dean coming off the edge, because if you take Vaughn out of the game and he's a spy on Daniels, that's going to open up so many holes for the tight end, the back coming out of the backfield too. That's why I'm saying Nakobe Dean.
I say
right.
DeJean.
You can put DeJean in cut to do, but then you take him out of the slot though.
Yeah, then you're going to lose the secondary player off the back half. You can't go double shell. You can't run a shell out there. You're going to be a single high safety. And Daniels, if he gets time, he can beat you, man. He can throw that dime ball downfield.
Jalen Carter having a good game. He's up for the task.
That guy, dude. Every play just manhandles somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't got 2 guys. You can't stop Jalen Carter. Or you said Jalen Daniels. I meant to say Jalen Carter. I think you said Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
You see him playing yesterday?
Yeah.
It's a man child, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. One-on-one is not fair.
If he takes the tape of what Aaron Donald has did his whole career, whether it's jiu-jitsu, karate, and all that other stuff, I mean, his hands are relentless, and sky's the limit for the kid. But yeah,
this team's built for offense now. This team's built for defense in the long run.
Yeah,
I agree.
Leon Mitchell, DeJean, Carter, Jordan Davis, like they're built to be a better, kind of like how Kansas City, they won off like their offense. And if you see them this year, they're a really good defensive team. And if they start winning from their defense, then how good is Patrick Mahomes when he has to make a couple plays a game to win?
Yeah,
Dino, you're 100% right. I mean, who would have thought Quentin Mitchell and DeJean in the draft this year, same draft on a rookie contract for the next 4 years?
That's what I mean.
You're set for the future. I mean, you have 2 starting corners right there. When Slay, whatever they walk away, you have your corners right there, 1-2 for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, brother. You're set.
And if you really want to throw a contract at Isaiah Rodgers, you got all your 3 corners for about 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you even have the kid Ringo has a little bit of potential too.
Yeah, he could be on the squad just to be a fill-in.
Exactly.
We don't need you to play as long as the other guys are healthy, but he could be thrown into the fire and still be pretty good.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Thursday night's game is like it'll be really interesting to see because you have the veteran defensive coordinator in Vic Fangio, and I feel like the style of defense is good against a running quarterback. Like if you look at like Lamar Jackson, he's having an MVP year. He's been great, but Lamar actually struggles against the Steelers, like a team that plays a 34 with outside linebackers that could keep containment. So here's hoping that Fangio comes up with somewhat of a scheme, try to. It's going to be really key. Like the Eagles' defensive line, they're going to have to stay in their rush lanes and try to keep him in the pocket. That's how the game. I think that's how they're going to have to win the game. I actually like I know it looks like it's going to be tough, and I'm a guy that's touted Washington all year. I'm not going to say I like the Eagles comfortably, but I think the Eagles win and cover. I'm seeing maybe like a 27-17 piece or something like that. I see
28-17 for me. I'll say
okay.
that.
I think the Eagles win the game, but Joe, you said it perfectly that they have to play gap control football. The defensive ends have to stay home, maintain the pocket where you can't let Daniel scramble, get out of there because your secondary is strong. That's a coverage that can maintain wide receivers 2 to 3 seconds downfield. If Daniels gets that time to scramble, keeps the play alive, that's where they can be beat. But if you guys stay home and get pressure, Huff has to show up. He has to show. The defensive ends have to maintain control and get a presence on Daniels. I think that's the key to victory here. If you don't, it could be, a different side of the ball. But I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'll give you a prediction. I'm going to go. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go 23-19 Eagles. I think they're going to win by 4.
Okay.
So
I think it is high. I think it is high scoring.
Okay.
Like I said, I think you can score points on Washington's defense, and I think Jalen Daniels will be able to score some points on the Eagles' young defense.
Okay.
I'm seeing like a 34-24 Eagles win. I do think they win comfortably, Joe. I do agree with that.
Ooh, okay. You said 34-24?
34-24 Eagles.
Okay.
I see a lot of defensive line pressures too. I think Milton Williams comes up big. Jalen Carter, I think he's going to be my star of the game.
Let me ask you this. A lot of times, as coaching, I coach, of course, and when I get a player from another team, it goes back to play the other team. Do you think that's in Sirianni's mind to say, well, Dotson has to be used a little bit more this week? Do you think that? Do you think that he's going to have any kind of control in this game where it's going to be Dotson as the third wideout coming in there? Because Johnny Wilson, to me, man, he's a red zone threat. If they use this kid the right way, 6'7" out of Florida State, my God.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, it's 250. But just like you said, it's pick your poison. We have so much talent.
Yeah.
AJ, Slim Reaper, throw in Dotson. I think it is his time. Kind of like stick it in, throw it into Washington's face, and also Johnny Wilson. And don't forget the tight ends, Calcaterra and Del Potter. But you just have to have a well-balanced offense. We do. But use it accordingly.
It all starts with Saquon, man. You open up that running game, dude. If it's a close game, the biggest thing the Eagles have, we talked about Diego before he hopped on, Saquon gets better as the game progresses, man. Third quarter, first quarter, 20 yards. Second quarter, 20 yards. Always having a bad game. Third quarter, flip the switch, brother. It's time to hit the Jets, hit the power. That 60 yards is coming in that third quarter. We know it can happen. Open up that running game. You bring that 9 in the box. Man, you guys have the weapons. Just like you said, Slim Reaper, AJ, Calcaterra, Goddard. You guys have the weapons downfield to go ahead, bring that 9 guys in the box, brother. Give me 2 seconds. Deep ball, Reaper, wide open. You seen the catch that he made? My God, it's amazing. He went back to Alabama days catching that ball, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny? So Mike Laura brought up, let's keep it real. It's been a long time. This was a great rivalry in the late 80s, early 90s. I can remember so many great Eagles-Washington games, but there's one in particular I remember, which is the body bag game. And when I think of the body bag game, man, I'll keep it real. I didn't exactly think of this guy, but when I think of injuries, I think of this dude. Anybody out there that gets hurt on the job or whatever, hey, you may not be hit by Reggie. Obviously, you're not going to be hit by Reggie White or Jerome. Nobody's being hit by Reggie White anymore. But anyway, that Eagles defense out there hitting people, jacking you up. Well, if you get hurt on the job, make sure you call my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. He's got three office locations throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, one in Philadelphia, one in Cherry Hill, and one in Pittsburgh. And Paul, do you still do some work with him?
Yeah, I run the Pittsburgh office. You can give me a call there, 1-800-123. You can reach me there. I'm a live operator. I do work with Jason for over 15 years. I take the cases up here. And just remember, we take your case, no recovery, no fee. And I tell you what, just mention the Sully Squad from Out of the Box, and I promise you, not 50, not 45, not 40. I guarantee you, because I'm a friend of Joe's, Sean's, and Diego's, 33.33% because you guys are family, just like they are to me.
Yeah, and it's better than just getting a 40 ounce. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
All
Joe,
right,
real quick, that Penn State game up in Ohio State, you guys are at the hotel with my, circumstances now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. They have breakfast up here, and that Saturday morning, I went to get breakfast. I had some scrambled eggs, a bagel, and I'm sitting there in line. I'm putting some hot sauce on my eggs, and I turn around, and this lady, I think I put this in the group chat. I think I did, where this lady turns around and she hits my plate. Hot sauce goes all over my Penn State jersey, which I just bought. You're not going to believe who spilled the shit on my jersey.
Who was it?
A mother of Ubukike, the number 1 wide receiver of Ohio State. It was his mother staying at the hotel. I turned around. She has a number 2 jersey on there, and I'm like, fucking fan bullshit. I turn around and it says Ubukike's mother, or Ubukike's father, right next to me. I turn around. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I have her phone number, and I just got a message from her yesterday. I'm sending you an autographed jersey from my son.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, oh, cool. Shit, okay. I'm saying, hey, spill some more shit on me. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. And of course, he was the first one to score a touchdown, against Penn State, right away. So I was like, that son of a bitch.
Hey, you know what's funny? When you said you were getting breakfast, I was thinking you were going to say cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. That's wrong, right? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I got a comment here. He says, Mike Lauro says Goddard will have a good game.
Okay.
Could say it.
The worst thing about playing the Eagles is when you're betting wise, we all bet, of course, on DraftKings and FanDuel. My thing is it's so hard with the Eagles. The thing I always take is Hurts touchdown, Saquon touchdown, because there's so many freaking weapons downfield that you can't really pinpoint. Calaterra, Goddard, Reaper, AJ. I don't know. A safe bet to me is Saquon.
I'm going to tell you this. Look at the past games and see, like last year, who had a good game. Like AJ, I think, had a great game against Washington. You know what I mean?
Well, last year was a shootout. Remember that shootout? It was a shootout last year.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, what's his face? Christ, I'm drawing a blank. Who the hell was the Washington's quarterback?
Sam Howell.
You go. Yeah. He looked like
Pat Mahomes.
He looked like Pat Mahomes against us last year.
Yeah, dude. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, so before we wrap up, any thoughts on tonight's game? We got Miami and the Rams.
Rams minus the points. Rams -3 tonight. I'm taking it.
Yeah, I like the Rams.
So me too. I like. Yeah.
Super Cup.
Puka's a game time decision with his hand or something like that. But still, I mean, if he's playing, that gives you an 6 points right there. The kid's unstoppable. Either way, I'm going to Rams. I love Kyron Williams. I think he's a nasty running back. I love the kid.
Tyreek Hill is good to go to play tonight. So.
Oh, is he? Okay. All right.
Mike Lauro says Puka touchdown.
I like that.
If he's healthy, I'll take that. I'd take that.
Yeah, if he's healthy, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown.
I agree, Sean. 100%. Yep.
I'll tell you what. If the Rams are that team that, like, if they sneak into the playoffs, I kind of don't really want any parts of them. They scare me a little bit.
Why?
Well, I mean, because
if healthy though, if healthy, correct?
Yeah, healthy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you could say Stafford is the kind of guy that could get hot. You know what I mean? Like with those receivers, like Kyron Williams, like that's the kind of game where, like, you're the better football team, but Stafford has a day, and those guys,
right?
You know what I mean? And you know how football is, man. I mean, it's not like
they talk about weapons. They got weapons over there, dude.
Right.
They have Cup, Puka, Kyron. Like, they're loaded. DeMarcus Robinson's pretty nice.
Yeah. So, and then you know what? I was going to get more into this, but real quick, do we even want to talk about the Sixers, because they've been on my shit list? But
and B's back.
No.
What'd you say?
Welcome back, Joel. Good.
And B's back.
Have fun playing New York Knicks. No.
Yeah, and the big guy comes back tomorrow, and of course, by our, I'm going to chalk it up as bad karma. I think the Sixers have had bad karma since the process, and again, I supported it, so I can't say nothing. But it figures Paul George comes back, Maxey immediately gets hurt.
Yeah.
Now you had Embiid. Embiid's late to play the season. and now all of a sudden he's coming back, and now you don't have Maxi's not going to be here for 2 weeks. So
how do you feel about the comment? I mean, regardless if it's true or not, bogus or bullshit, whatever here, I don't really want to play back-to-backs. How does that make you feel? I know how it makes me feel as a Sixer fan. How does it make you feel like, the beginning of the season here, it's okay with the playoffs where it counts. I really don't want to play back-to-backs. How does that make you feel as a fan, number one? You got a ticket to the game here. Joe, we talked about this many a times. You get a ticket to the game. Man, my hard-earned money, man, I've worked overtime for 2 weeks to get this fucking ticket. Joel Embiid, back-to-back, he's out tonight. How does that make you feel, especially hearing him say that?
I'm disgusted because look at what it goes to show you the kind of player he is. He's a generational talent, like Joey and Diego and I have said. I'm tired of all the injuries. You're a center. Play the center position the way it's supposed to be played. Short and sweet. Don't dribble up the court. 2 to 3. Man the goddamn paint. Yeah, I'm old school. And your little new school shit. You can go tell me how it is, God.
Well, there's a reason why, Joker plays 80 games a season and gets MVP, and when Embiid plays 50 games a year and tries to get the MVP, there's a difference between old school versus new school, I guess, right?
yeah, I mean,
listen. From the new school, I don't give a fuck if Joel Embiid plays back-to-backs. Be healthy for the goddamn fucking playoffs.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Be healthy for the playoffs because I don't care how many games you win in the regular season. We've been the 1, the 2, the 3, the 6, the 8. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. If he's not healthy for the playoffs, 82 games are useless.
But Diego, how many times have we seen him playing 50 games a season, get to the playoffs, and something fucked up happens to him? The nose, the knees, something's going to happen, Diego.
And I agree. It's probably like Joe said, we're cursed. It's probably going to end up happening regardless. So you might as well play the back-to-backs. But if all this rest is what takes him to be healthy in the playoffs, that's all I give a shit. Now, is it going to suck? Is it going to suck when I got tickets for a game and I show up and it's like Embiid's out? Yeah, that's going to suck. But hey, hopefully Paul George goes off or hopefully Maxey goes off. But I just need him healthy for the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, good luck with that.
How do you see the East panning out then? I mean, Boston clearly number one. The Knicks are falling off a little bit ever since that trade. I mean, Cat is playing great ball now in the last 2 weeks. He's playing great. But how do you see this Eastern Conference behind Boston? Where do the Sixers fit in?
Well, see, that's where I'm in the middle. I feel like I'm in the middle of new school and old school. I lean more old school, but I understand what Diego's saying as far as my thing is I just don't like hearing it. Like to me, I just wish the dude would have just shut up about it. Just shut your mouth, because to me when you say things like that, you're putting that out in you're basically putting it out in the universe. Oh, you know what? The season doesn't matter, blah blah blah. And then guess what? Then I'm looking at a basketball team that starts off 2-7.
Right. Now, so listen, I think not that I don't give a shit, because he has to play for us to win games. Like 2-7 and B not playing for another 9 games, that's not going to work. Like you got your 11 game, you got your 9 games off. I'm cool with you getting your 9 games off. You're going to take back-to-back off here and there, but from here on out, we need him playing. We need to win games because we got to get to the playoffs.
Well,
regardless if you get a play-in, still you're going to be playing in. You want to get, still that 4 to 5 seed. You really want to be in the top 4 no matter what, because you don't want to be on the road. You don't want to go on the road, man. You don't want to do that. You at least need 6 to avoid the play-in, and you avoid the top 2 seeds. At least get 6 to the second round.
Right, because that's where I'm saying I'm in the middle, because you get a 7 or 8 seed. Then you got to play Boston in the first round. I mean, Christ, you know what I mean? Like that's a possible first round exit.
Right.
You said about talking about hearing it, what Joel Embiid said. To me, here's when I'm old school, man. There's certain things to be said in the locker room that's only in the locker room. You don't say that out in national media, man, where the media comes out and flips the script on everything you're saying. Take it out of context. Diego said this. Well, I heard that one key word Diego said. I'm adding a separate line to it. The media loves that bullshit. Say what you say in the locker room right now, because when he came out and said that, man, the whole media just flipped the whole thing, regardless of what he said. You take it out of context, man. Say it in the locker room and just shut the hell up.
Well, one thing with Joel Embiid, if we noticed throughout his career, he always knows exactly what to say, when to say it to get the spotlight back on him.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
you're right.
like he's talked a lot of shit since being here. And in the end of the day, when I look at it, it just seems like he just knows how to bring the media to him. He wants to be the superstar. Like that's what superstars say. They say things that people aren't going to agree with, so they can be challenged. Braun does it all the time. I feel like this is what they're told by their PR teams to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, make sure you say something controversial because they ain't talking about you right now. So make sure you can, or flip the switch from your injury to this. You know what I mean? Things like that.
That's a great point too. Even with the Olympics, Joel knows how to put the spotlight on him. He goes to the Olympics, plays balls, plays out there, great defensive game, spotlight out there. Then you come back to the Sixers here. I'm hurt again. I'm hurt. I didn't do the surgery. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Now you're saying the right things to put the media back on you again. You're right. He's 100%. I don't want to use the word diva, but maybe it's the PR guy, just like LeBron with Rich Paul.
Yeah, they're told what to say.
Yeah, exactly.
How about Anthony Edwards? Like they ask him, like, yo, how's it feel to play with LeBron James and Kevin Durant? He responds back like, it's my team. They're playing with me. That you're told to be confident like that. You're taught to be confident like that. You practice with these PR people what to say. Yo, show confidence. That makes people think this way about you and this way about you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So like I just think a lot of the talk from athletes is a lot of smoke for attention and eyes.
It's a lot of smoke screens.
And platform. You know what I'm saying? You say something big, everyone's following you. Now your platform, everyone's listening.
Agreed.
Yeah. Here's where I'm old school. A little less talk, a little bit more action. How about getting? I
agree.
How about getting out there and dominating? Like
old school. These old school players, they didn't have the same PR treatment. They didn't have the same studies that say if you say this and you say that, that's going to gain you X amount of followers. Like they didn't have that. I think Scottie Pippen would be saying a lot more if they told him they can get him 500,000 more views or 500,000 more friends. You know what I mean? And then that just leads to more money from endorsements and platform, and so like the game's just different. I don't think it's an old school, new school mentality. I just think the world has changed and the way of learning has changed.
Oh, Diego, you're 100% right. Back in the day, we were still just getting the AOL 56K back in the day. There was no social media. There was no Twitter, bro, where you can go on there. I got a beef with this player. I'm going to go out and, say what I want to say out there to get 1 million views. Back in the day, it was like the way to, talk to somebody was on the court or let me call Diego up. Diego, we need to talk, brother. There was no media bullshit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, based on everything you guys said, though, I mean, before we roll out, like, I'm sorry, dude. I think the league blows anymore. I think the NBA
every league.
I think the league blows. And you know what? Actually, you just brought up a great point. I was on TikTok this morning, and this dude, I meant to send it to you. I forgot. This dude was on there, and he was like, he's like, I used to dread when my wife wanted to go somewhere, on a Sunday. He's like, I had to have my ass parked in the couch at 1:00, and my ass would be parked until 11:00 at night. He's like, these games absolutely blow. He's like, the 4:00 games all were shit shows, right? Then even the 1:00 games. Chiefs game was good. I mean, it wasn't a great game, but it had an interesting ending. Washington Pittsburgh game was good, but then he was like the Bears game. I mean, that was trash. Yeah. Basically the product is trash, right? And then look at the NBA. The NBA product is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
The NBA product. I'll tell you what. I'm shocked that these media organizations paid all the money that they paid, because if I'm watching it, like, I'm an old head, dude. I used to love the NBA. And I think this league sucks, dude.
Yeah, even me, I'm not as old as you guys though, but you go back to like the Iverson era and then Kobe, like even so drastically different from that. Even go back to like the product when Braun was playing the Golden State Warriors in the finals. Exactly. That was still a pretty good brand of basketball. You know what I mean? And it just feels like it's so washed from that point. After them guys were battling the finals, it seems like the league just fell off a cliff.
It's terrible. And like, I mean, I think some of it's like everybody. I think one of the things is the analytics, because everybody everybody looked at the Splash Brothers and everybody wanted to play like the Splash Brothers because threes are better than twos. And now you watch a basketball game and you see teams out there jacking threes when they have no shooters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the concept's just to put them up. You know what I mean? Instead of like finding the good shot, getting the higher percentage of shots, it's not about that anymore. It's about just heave. The more shots I take, the more chance I have of having a higher point total. Analytics fucked that up. Analytics told you that was the way to do it.
You know, the craziest thing is I watched LaMelo Ball twice this season. And Diego, to your point exactly, man, this kid, brother, on a fast break on 3-on-1, my guy pulls up for a fucking three, a 30-foot drain three, rims it, brick city. And then next play comes down, it's like shakes it off like no big deal. Like, brother, man, come on. It's all about you right now. The NBA is not what it used to be, man.
Nope.
Like, it's really not. And I get every game of the season, every team, every night, but I'm just like, dude, I'm not even watching.
That's why the good teams to watch, honestly, or being honest, the good teams to watch are like the Denver Nuggets. You know who Jokic is leading that team, and they're a good product to watch, and they always find the look how good Westbrook is playing with Denver.
Yes.
Because it's not a selfish team. Like it's literally just passing till the guy's open. Whoever's open, take the shot. There's no selfish. There's no LaMelo Ball that needs the ball in his hands all the time. No Luka Doncic that needs the ball in his hands all the time. Even look at like OKC, they play really good team basketball. Shea's a good point guard. Shea gets everybody involved. Chet's nice. It's a nice product of basketball to watch.
Chet's out for like 6 weeks. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm the one that like sit there and watch a game like fucking pass the ball, open look right there, dime right there, going down the middle. Don't jack up the three. But the biggest thing to me, old school versus new school, is the one thing. I'll leave it here. The one thing that I was taught as a shooter: you shoot the ball, you follow the goddamn shot.
Yeah, they don't teach that anymore.
I've never seen one player.
All right,
follow the shot.
This is why though, because basketball is now all about transition offense. So it's about getting the ball and just pushing it right up. Well, if everyone's crashing the boards like you're supposed to, that's how I was taught as a kid too. Crash the boards. Golden State fucked that all up. Yeah. Running the fast offense, getting the ball, pushing the ball, heaving up threes. They're just trying to find mismatches in open court. You know what I mean? So now you can't follow up your own shot because as soon as your shot goes up, everyone's moving the opposite way. Not even the defense is going to the ball. You know what I mean? Two guys are already getting in transition offense. So that's why I feel like you can't. It's such a different product of a game. It's too fast paced. They're not slowing it down. That's why playoff basketball is really good to watch. That's where every bucket means something. Right. That's where it's slowed down. That's the best product of basketball to watch. The regular season is pretty much like an all-star game every game.
That's
what it's like. That's what it's like. You know, who could take the best shot, you know, drain a 30-foot shot here or there. But I love watching Denver play, man. Just like you said, the way they pass the ball, it's a team philosophy. Like, hey, you know what? Joker, I need that last, you know, shot for that triple-double. Oh, man, you know, I got Gordon driving down the lane. Bounce pass, layup. Screw the triple-double. That's what I love seeing is a team play together.
Right.
Not this bullshit anymore.
Right. It's all about stat padding. It's all about just shooting a lot of threes. Like, honestly, the best product of basketball I feel like I watched was the Iverson Kobe era, where like people were still flashy. You know what I mean? Like flashier in the old school, but they still had tough bigs and they still like crashed on their boards. And it wasn't just all about pushing the ball to court the second you get it. So that was the best product of basketball to me, in my opinion, of watching basketball.
Yeah, I hear you. But hey, we could talk for hours about this, but you know, we'll I guess let's get ready to roll out of here. But yeah, the NBA NBA blows. We all like the Rams.
Cowboys blow. Cowboys blow. I'll admit it. Cowboys suck. We suck.
Yeah, you know what? Before the season, I was like, Cowboys are going to be good. I think I was in the chat saying they're going to go like fucking.
Diego, I'll screenshot. I'll clip this for you. I did a show on the 215 Boys, and we had a couple other organizations chime in. You know, Dave was like, I think we're, you know, what Dave say, 13-4. Every host on my show that on the 215 Boys said the lowest I think was 12-5. Diego, I was the only one out there. I said, you're looking at 9-8 being the ceiling. I'm looking at 8 and 9.
That's a crazy call. That's a good call.
And I was like, you know what, listen, the offensive line, 2 new starters, okay, flipping right side to left side, no weapons on offense, no running game at all. Zeke, he's washed up, he's done. Defense is, if you lose one guy, you're going to get screwed. and
Yep.
Diggs coming back off the injury, and also it's bad. So I said 8 and 9. Man, that's a miracle. We hit 8 right there, Diego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I mean, I try to keep it real. Everybody's like, "You're stupid. You're on drugs." I'm like, dude, I see it how I see it, man.
That's a good call. That's an honest fan.
Yeah, I hear you. So, all right, guys. Well, look, by the time thanks for hopping on, Paul.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. And
Appreciate it.
congratulations, Eagles, man. I love my team, but I keep it real. You guys are the cream of the crop. And I'm just going. My last words are, "Let's go, Commanders. Fuck their Eagles."
Well, you know what?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. You guys are
Commanders are going to take that L, and check me out tomorrow night. I'll be rapping on the Commanders show. On the show, not on the
Yeah, I'll be on Steve. What's his name?
Yeah,
I'll be on Steve tomorrow night at 8:30.
No diddly. You know what I mean? No diddy.
Yeah. Watch my porns.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all. Go Birds.
All right, dog. Peace out, guys.